You see, sometimes you don't know how badly you are treated until somebody treats you normally. Until somebody treats you good. So I'm going to read something I saw on Threads. Stay with me while we get into the meat of the matter. So Healing by the Numbers on Threads wrote, my ex used to ask me to look things up on my phone while he was driving. Example, a gas station, the nearest McDonald's. And every time he did, I'd panic because I knew what came next. No matter how fast I did it, it was never fast enough for him. I'd open my phone and start typing as soon as he asked. But before I could finish, he would already be yelling, why is this taking so long? How hard is it to look up a damn McDonald's? The more frustrated he got, the more panicked I got, and the more likely I was to make a mistake. I'd misspell a word, select a location in a different state, or accidentally close the app. And if the signal was slow, yeah, that was definitely my fault too. Inevitably, he'd pull up his phone, roll his eyes, and say, forget it, I'll just do it myself. God, you can't even do one simple thing. And I'd feel like crap. By the end of our marriage, I genuinely believed I was terrible at looking things up on my phone. So when I started dating my current husband, we were driving somewhere together early on, and he casually asked, can you find us the nearest coffee shop? I sprang into action, grabbing my phone and typing as fast as I could. When I found the address in record time, he said, thanks. Can you add it to the route? And then he kept driving. I remember sitting there realizing I'd spent 10 years believing I was really bad at something that I was totally capable of doing. It took me 10 years of that to leave, but that was abuse. You see, for me, people who speak up, speak against abuse, especially the non-physical forms of abuse, need to keep doing it. Because people who are in abuse, especially when they are not being physically manhandled, don't know that it's abuse. That was the case for me. I didn't know until I knew, okay? Now I'm going to read the other comments before I get into what I want to say about this. Somebody else said, earlier into dating my current partner, we were going for ice cream, and I realized I told him the wrong street, and we had to turn around. I braced for impact, and he literally just said, okay, and turned around. That was it. And then we enjoyed our ice cream without him spending the entire time talking about how bad it was for us, how much it cost, or basically making sure I felt bad about having ice cream at all. It was so weird, very revealing about what I'd come to consider normal. So somebody, concurred with that and said that was her experience too. Missed the turn. Okay, should I turn around or go a different way? So easy. 10 years in, I still notice and appreciate the absence of the tight, fearful feeling in my chest during tricky navigation. Okay, I'm going to read this one and then I'll get into what I have to say. Okay, so Written B wrote, not long after I left my husband, I was sitting at a friend's house when her husband came home. Earlier, she mentioned that he had been at work something like 16 hours. He was clearly exhausted. I braced for impact. He came over and kissed her. I was confused. He went to the kitchen, said he was going to make a sandwich, and then asked about bread. Oh, here it comes now, I said to myself. She said they were out, and he said he would just use a tortilla. I sat in awe, genuinely shocked that the explosion never came. Oh, boy. You see, if you have been in a relationship where anger, rage, disrespect has been the order of the day, there's a special kind of, what would I say, nervous dysregulation that you have, that you will never know that you have until you're in a place, in a moment with a person who regulates your nervous system, who is calm, who is peaceful, who is not erratic. You will never understand it until you find yourself in a place or with a person who is peaceful. I can tell you for a fact that having A healthy relationship after you've had an unhealthy one is one of the most beautiful things to experience. And this is why I'm big on telling women, especially, who have been in traumatic experiences to date again. Yeah? You see, I believe so much in healing before you deal, but I also know so much that there's so much healing you can do by yourself without getting into a relationship. You see, when you get into a relationship, you will know whether you're healed or not. There's some things that there's a part of your healing that will come full circle because you related with somebody and you related with a healthy person. You see, there are things you will know only in theory that, oh, okay, love is patient, love is kind, until you are actually with somebody who's loving you like that. You thought you were difficult, you thought you were too sensitive, you thought you were slow, you thought you needed too much reassurance, you thought you were too much. You thought you asked too many questions. You thought you were just bad at certain things. And then you realize, oh, maybe I wasn't the problem in the way I thought I was. Then you realize that you are not too much. You are just too much for the wrong person. I would love for every good woman who has been in a bad relationship to, for once in her life, experience a relationship where there's calm, where there's peace, where there's respect, where there's consideration, where there's kindness. Because look, it's different. If you've been in a relationship where you literally had to work for any good thing you got, where you literally had to do something, you needed to perform before you were worthy of love, attention, compliments, nice things. And then you get into a relationship where you do not have to perform, to prove yourself before you are accorded love, respect, consideration, and even good things. Is different. It's different. If you have been in a relationship where your husband, your spouse is coming back home and your heart is fluttering, your body is jittering, you're already scanning the house for all the imperfections, all the flaws, all that is not placed right. And then you are now in a relationship where you are the first thing he wants to see. He's not looking for what's wrong. He's looking to see what's right about you. It's different. It's different. If you've been in a relationship where you have been stonewalled for weeks, for months, okay, silent treatment, you are literally a ghost in the house. You are invisible to this person. And then you get into a relationship where this person wants to talk to you all the time. The good, the bad, the ugly, the mundane, the serious stuff, everything and anything, all the time, is different. It's very different. Then you will begin to appreciate that the things that you thought weren't relationship, or the things that you excluded and you thought, and this only happens in the movies, and this is just, she's lying. When she talks about somebody being healthy to her, then you will know that this is just normal. This is what normal, healthy relationships should be about. It should be about respect, communication, warmth, affection, time, attention, consideration. So, sometimes you never know that it was that bad until you're dealing with something. That is good.